So you want to learn everything there is to know about how to start an LLC in Florida. How much is it going to cost? How much time is it going to take? And what are some of the issues faced by Sunshine State entrepreneurs? I'm going to give you the exact 5-step process to open your Florida LLC. So basically there are 2 ways of forming an LLC. There's the free 5-step DIY way, or there's the much easier paid solution of hiring an LLC formation service. Alright, so real quick before we get started, I want you to know that I have relationships with the services featured in this video. When you sign up using the links in the video description, I may be eligible for a referral commission at no additional cost to you. It's a great way to support my channel, which I really appreciate, and sometimes there's even custom discounts for you guys. However you want to go about it, I'll be covering each approach in this video. Step 1, find your name. So what's your first step? Well, it's coming up with your all-important business name and making sure it's not already in use. To do that, head to this website listed here. It's the Florida Department of State's Business Entity Search Engine. If you need some time before you file, you can also reserve your LLC name. You just submit a letter to the Secretary of State that contains your desired business name, your full name, and your current address. You'll pay $25 and they'll hold that business name for you for up to 120 days. Also remember that your business name has to have LLC in it, either abbreviated LLC or spelled out, Limited Liability Company. For a full list of Florida business naming rules, just head to the website in the video description. Step 2, appointing a registered agent. Your next step is designating a registered agent. A registered agent is a person or a legal service firm that accepts official mail and correspondences on your business's behalf. The good news is that Florida allows an owner or an employee to act as the registered agent. They just have to be a resident of Florida, be at least 18 years of age, and have a physical address in the state. Keep in mind that this address, known as the registered office, can be the same as your business address. You can't use a P.O. box though because they don't have a physical street address. Again, you can try to keep costs down by electing yourself as the Florida LLC's registered agent, but that comes with more responsibilities and more potential pitfalls. Paying a registered agent's service is often a better choice. What are the common pitfalls of being your own registered agent? Well, if you misfile something or you enter the wrong information, you run the risk of missing important paperwork from the state, and that could lead to some legal consequences. At a minimum, you'll be wasting precious time that you could be using to actually run your business. So for those of you who would prefer to focus on the substance of your business, whether it's the big picture plan or actually bringing money in the door, you might want to go with a registered agent service. Why not outsource the admin work to a company that specializes in it? Check the links in the video description for my favorites. Your third step is submitting the Florida LLC's Articles of Organization form. You can file online at sunbiz.org or you can mail in a paper form. To find those forms, head to the website shown on screen. The fee is $125 to incorporate. Some of the things that you'll need to have on hand when putting your articles together are your LLC name and principal place of business, the names and addresses of all your LLC members, the registered agent, and the manager, a reason why you formed the LLC, and finally, the management structure. Now, a question I hear a lot is, does an LLC need a business license in Florida? The short answer is no. Florida is not a state where every business is required to have a business license. However, if your business is in a regulated industry, you may need to obtain a state license. Here I'm talking about real estate agents, insurance agents, accountants, medical professionals, barbers, cosmetologists, construction contractors, and architects and engineers. Hopefully your registered agent can help you figure out what licenses you'll need. Most LLC formation services will know, so check with them first. They'll also help you with local business license requirements, something that a lot of Florida cities and counties require. For instance, if you're selling or leasing tangible property, you'll need a seller's permit from the Florida Department of Revenue. Once you're registered and approved, you'll get a state-issued certificate that confirms your LLC officially exists. But hang on, you have a few more tasks to complete. Step 4 is defining your operating agreement. Next, you'll want to set up your operating agreement. It's not a legal requirement, but it makes business sense because it establishes your LLC's purpose and defines the roles of each member. Plus, you might need it to open a bank account. Your operating agreement can include things like your LLC's name and principal address, the names and addresses of the LLC's members, the purpose of your business, the way profits and losses will be divided, and indemnification and liability clauses. I get an example of one of those clauses right here. So it might be something like, this LLC shall indemnify, defend, and hold harmless each member and manager against any claims, losses, damages, and expenses arising out of the members' or manager's actions taken on behalf of the LLC provided such actions are taken in good faith. What a clause like that does ensures that everyone who's contributing to your business, including your good old self, is shielded from potential legal risks and financial liabilities. Step 5. Get an EIN. Next, you'll want to get an EIN, the Employee Identification Number for your LLC. You can do this for free yourself at the IRS's website. It's listed on screen here. All you have to do is provide them with the basic info about your Florida LLC. An EIN is basically a social security number for your business, and you'll use it to obtain licenses and permits. With your EIN in hand, you can now open your business bank accounts. Your bank will probably need your EIN and your articles of incorporation, but they may also require an operating agreement. Step 6. Prepare for annual reporting. Finally, Florida requires every LLC to file an annual report with the state. But I'm not talking about any sort of extensive financial report. This annual report simply reviews and updates basic information about your company, and it costs about $140 to file. What you'll need for that is your LLC's document number, your entity name, your principal place of business address, your mailing address, and your federal employer ID number. You have to do this to remain compliant with state laws, avoid late filing penalties, and keep your business operating legally. The only other fees you'll be responsible for are paid annually. For a full breakdown of what these are, just head over to the website on the screen here. But off the top of my head, this is $138 for an annual filing fee, which shoots up to $538 if you miss the May 1st deadline. And if you need to file an amended report, that's a $50 fee as well. And those are the basic steps. Now, if you want a much less complicated version, I'll take you through that whole process again using what I call cheat mode. Once you've selected LLC in your state, in this case we're using Wyoming for example, you'll be taken to a page where you select your package. If you stick with the basic package, you'll need to pay for things like your EIN and your operating agreement as add-ons. That said, you do get a free first year of registered agent services on all Bizee packages. Personally, I recommend Bizee's mid-tier standard plan as the best fit for most people. Next, you'll be naming your LLC. If the name you want for your LLC isn't available, Bizee will let you know. After this, you'll see the exact dates your LLC will be registered by, depending on your package. And you can decide if you want expedited filing. Next, you'll put in your contact info and decide if you want to set up your LLC using your own physical address or pay Bizee a nominal monthly fee to take care of this for you. You'll see one more prompt to upgrade to the premium package, which is good for those of you who want a domain name and business email setup. Then you'll need to add the members of your LLC. You'll be asked if you want Bizee to act as your registered agent, which you should because it'll be free for the first year and only $119 per year after that. In order to obtain your EIN, you'll then be asked for your name and social security number. Follow the instructions on screen if you don't have one, or if you would prefer to use your ITIN. From there, you'll be prompted to open your business bank account with Bank of America. There are definitely other options out there for business banking, but if you want to have this all set up right now, you can do that. Then it will prompt you to either deliver your LLC filing electronically or by mail if you prefer. Bizee will also identify potential business licenses for you, which you can choose to add to your purchase. And finally, after you've carefully reviewed that all of your information is accurate, you can submit your filing. This process is made a lot easier using services like Bizee, especially with their free registered agent service for the first year. Remember to click the link in the video description below to learn more about Bizee. So rather than trying to save a few bucks for yourself, I just go with a company like Bizee and be done with it. Save the LLC administration for a company that specializes in just that. And there you go. Congrats on your decision to open an LLC. The world needs more entrepreneurs, more creatives like you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.